Hi, I'm Dino Bassanese, Chief Product Manager from Click4Time online scheduling software. Welcome to my video on creating and editing service providers. First off, I'd like to make a distinction between a service provider and a standalone resource. A service provider is a person, or your staff, someone who performs a service, such as a massage therapist, a technician, or hairstylist. A standalone resource is a piece of equipment or a machine that performs the service, without needing a staff member to be present throughout the service. This could be an infrared sauna, tanning bed, or float tank. Also worth noting, whereas your staff have access to manage their own profile and schedule, standalone resources can only be managed by receptionists, administrators, or owners of the system. Most businesses rely on service providers only, so you shouldn't distract yourself with thinking about standalone resources if they don't apply. Let's look at managing service providers now. We need to open Settings, and there you'll notice that there are separate tabs for service providers and standalone resources. The steps for creating and managing them are very similar, however. Service providers require a few more bits of information, so I'll use that as an example for this video. Select the Service Provider Schedules tab, where you can add a new service provider or manage existing providers by clicking on their name. There's also a shortcut to the schedules by selecting the calendar icon. For more information about schedules, check out our video titled Creating and Managing Schedules. Looking at these icons, the status allows you to set a provider as active or inactive. Inactive staff will no longer have access to the company calendar, and their name will no longer appear as a choice in any of the booking drop-downs. If you have a long list of deactivated service providers, you may want to clean up the list by deleting those entries. The appointments assigned to deactivated or deleted staff will remain on the calendar though, and in reports for further access. You can also set a display color for the appointments on the company calendar. Although this color would only be displayed if you have selected to display appointments by service provider color in the General Settings Advanced tab. The default is to display appointments by service color. Let's add a new service provider now. Select Add a Service Provider. Here we're going to enter the name, which will display on the company calendar, invoices, reports, and client booking screens. Next is the job title, which will display alongside the provider's name in the client booking screens. Add an email address. This will be the email your staff use to log in with and will receive all email notifications to, if they choose to receive those. An important point here is that if this email has never been registered as a Click4Time user, we will send a welcome email with a link to activate the account to allow access to the calendar and the service provider's profile. Your staff will automatically be assigned service provider permissions and be allowed to access their own schedule, profile settings, and manage their own appointments only. The address and phone number information is for internal use only and not displayed anywhere other than this screen. To assign the services provided by your staff, simply select from the list of available services. To note here, you should never assign a service to a service provider, a person, and a standalone resource, equipment, since both of these have schedules assigned and will cause availability display issues. Check our video for creating and managing services with Click4Time for more information. Once you save the provider details, each service provider can choose which email notifications they want to receive. Waitlist requests and client replies are a little different than the others though. If the business accepts waitlist requests, which is turned on in Settings Advanced, your staff can choose to receive a copy of their waitlist request notifications. Related to client replies, by default, if clients reply to an appointment notification email, that reply will be sent to the company email designated under Settings Notifications. If a service provider chooses to receive client replies, those client emails will be redirected to that staff member and not the company email. Each service provider can also choose to receive text message notifications. Although there are additional charges for text messages, and the service must be turned on by the company owner in Settings Notifications. If reminders were selected, you would set the frequency next. You can set up to 3 reminders per appointment, and this would apply to email and text message reminders. Keep in mind that reminders to your clients are managed separately in Settings, Notifications, Client Notifications. Moving on to automatically accept appointments. This applies to client-side bookings only. There are 3 options here. Never accept automatically. Clients will receive a pending appointment notification, and the booking will display with the client's name in red in the company calendar. There will also be a flashing Outstanding Confirmations, or TBC, indicator at the top of the calendar. This option requires the service provider, receptionist, administrator, or owner to approve the bookings before a confirmation notification is sent to the client. Always accept. All bookings for the provider will be confirmed automatically and confirmation notifications sent. And never first appointment. Only the first booking made by a client will need to be confirmed by the service provider, receptionist, administrator, or owner. There are a few considerations when using these settings. Number 1, if any of the services you offer require a prepayment, you must set this to always accept. The system will not force a prepayment for services that are not automatically approved. This is done to limit the complicated financial considerations if an appointment is declined. And number 2, if any of these services you offer are set to booking option 2 or 3, that's where a client is not forced to choose who performs the service. This option should be set to always accept to avoid conflicts. Bookable by clients allows you to control whether or not clients can book with this service provider. If set to no, the service provider description will still appear in the client booking screens, but there will be no call to action to book with that provider. This is useful if your staff don't accept online bookings, but want to take advantage of being found in online searches. This setting has no effect on bookings from the company calendar. Next is the first appointment flag. Our system is smart enough to know that a client is booking for the first time with a provider. When this is turned on, a first appointment SP notation will display on the first appointment in the company calendar. This notation will be removed automatically once an appointment has been completed. If the appointment is marked as a no-show or canceled, future appointments will continue to display this notation. Okay, the description. This section is important because this is where you have the chance to promote your unique skills to your potential clients. This description is also made public to search engines so that potential new clients may find you through their online search. So be descriptive and use keywords that prospective clients may be searching for when looking for the types of services you offer. The more descriptive, the better your chances are of being found. Below the description, you have 5 spaces for keywords. This may include specific areas of expertise, unique services that you provide, or geographical area your service is provided. I think you get the idea. There's also a notes section where you may want to add information for internal use. These notes are not displayed publicly or anywhere else in the system. If the provider or resource has a tax exemption, then you would set tax exempt to yes. This may be the case where the income of a service provider must reach a threshold before being required to collect taxes on their services. The service provider license number and tax number are important if you intend to use the invoicing system to supply clients with receipts they may use for insurance claim submissions. This license number will only display in invoices or receipts and sales reports. Here you can add a service provider picture that will display in the client-side booking screens alongside the provider's details. We also provide an option to load a separate logo for each provider. This is useful if your service providers are contractors and require their own branding. This logo will display in notifications and invoices or receipts. You'll be taken to the Schedules page to create a basic schedule of availability. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here explaining all the scheduling functionality. You can check out our video on creating and managing schedules for a more in-depth explanation. Basically, the system requires some sort of a base schedule or regular hours to reference. For now, don't worry if you don't have regular hours. You can adjust the schedule later to accommodate any variations. The scheduling is extremely flexible. You're going to create a schedule from the beginning of the current week to the end of time. Okay, well maybe not that long. You can select the small calendar to choose any day in the current week, and the system will always select Sunday, since all schedules in the system must start on Sunday. Next, select No End Date, and then Continue. Now set up which days are available and the from and to times. These hours will be repeated every week from today onwards. If you don't have regular hours, you want to set every day as unavailable by unchecking all open days. Later you can define the hours on a more granular basis as needed. Once the regular hours are set, choose Continue. Next, you can set unavailable time. Basically any break time that's repeated on a weekly basis. Then save. Once the schedule is saved, you'll be taken to the Edit Existing Schedules page, where you can manage those hours. You can see here that you have one schedule for your starting week to no end date. Once you're done with the schedule, you can exit this page by selecting the Service Provider's Schedules tab. If there are multiple service providers in your company, you may want to change the order in which they appear in the drop-downs. You can do so by dragging and dropping items into the order you want them. It's that easy. Looking really quickly at standalone resources here in Settings, Resources, Schedules, you can easily see that the setup and management is almost identical to service providers, except for fewer fields to fill out. You can follow the instructions I just laid out to create, manage, assign services, and manage schedules. Well, that covers it. If you have any further questions about setting up or managing service providers or resources, please don't hesitate to email us at support@clickfortime.com. You may also be interested in checking out our other helpful training videos on our YouTube channel, where you can also subscribe to get all the latest updates. Thank you for taking the time to watch. We look forward to helping you grow your business. This is Dino Bassanese, Chief Product Manager from Click4Time Online Scheduling Software.